Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a game, a replay of mine, but a game where the result is one that I can almost guarantee you will never see again. You will never see a result like this again. I believe this is one of those 1 in 10,000 games. Well, actually, no, this isn't a 1 in 10,000 game, and I'll explain why a little bit later. I reckon this is a 1 in 100,000 game result. Possibly, I don't know. But I've been playing this game for almost 8 years. I've got just under 34,000 battles under my belt, and I've never had a result like this. So, 34,000 battles, never had a result like this. That means this is a 1 in 34,000 result. For me, anyway. I don't know if that's true across the board, all the other accounts, other stats. But for me, this is the rarest result I've ever had in this game. Now let's take a look at this game and see how we end up with the rarest result. Now, that's a 4-11. I'm not going to put an ATGM out on a 4-11. I do for the Big Light Panzer, but I switched to the 4-11 because, well, Bagel disappears. You can pen the side of a 4-11. Well, I say you can. What you need to do is the hull extends down to about the middle of the road wheel, and then you've got the side skirt that hangs down. Second ATGM, missing the Big Light Panzer. If you can shoot an ATGM and hit the side of a 4-11 above where the hull finishes, obviously, because you need to hit the hull, but below the side skirt, you can pen the side of a 4-11. But I'm playing this game in the Marder 1A1. I have one marked this. It's a bit of a shame, really. I don't play this tank as often as I would like to. This is me, there we go, finding a weak spot on the front of a 4-11. But you may have noticed that I was deliberately aiming lower because I know that's the weak point. But the Marder 1A1, I don't play this as often as I should. And one of the reasons I don't play this tank as often as I should is because it's quite big. I've seen one of these vehicles at the Tank Museum. They have one at the Bovington Tank Museum now. And it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. This is not a small vehicle. And it's got big, flat sides. It's a big target. Easy to see, easy to hit. And yes, vehicles like the Weasel are the reason why I don't really feel like playing this vehicle all that much. Because if you get... Well, for the most part, if a Weasel finds you, you're dead anyway. But if your Weasel finds you and you're in a Marder, yeah, you're guaranteed to be dead. Because the thing is just so broken, overpowered and ridiculous. Despite having the same gun. Yes, anyway. But we are playing the Marder 1A1 on Ardennes. Now, this map is, well, I don't know why it's in Cold War. We've already had a moment in this game, probably 40 to 60 seconds ago in this game, where there were 3 enemy tanks on the cap. I personally don't think this map is suited to Cold War at all. It's too small. The teams just rotate around the map, and you know, you can be on the enemy cap within, I want to say, less than a minute. It's just terrible in my opinion. There's the first bit of effect with the autocannon. I would like it if Wargaming removed this map altogether, because I don't enjoy playing it. I don't think many people enjoy playing it. It's very boring with the way the teams just rotate around each other. The teams rotate around each other, and if you decide or choose to defend the cap, then, well, too bad for you. The team's going to leave you. You can't defend the cap, so you're kind of forced into this, let's all just drive around in circles together, mindlessly not thinking strategy at all. It's not a map that I like playing, and I would say that's probably true for most people. But nevertheless, we're on Ardennes in the Marder 1A1, and the team is, well, the game is not too bad, I suppose. I mean, I was about to say that was a kill. We are now 3 versus 4. I am full health, which is good. I do not know what I know what one of the enemy tanks is. It's an enemy ELC. There we go. I briefly saw the team there. I think that was a T10 an AMX, an ELC, and something else. I don't know what the medium is. That's a Bradley. That's the Era 2 Bradley. Missing. I gotta say, this autocannon, when it finds the mark, it is vicious. Should be the same as the Weasel, but it's not. Yeah, gonna mention that. We've got to make this point. Supposed to be the same as the Weasel, but it's worse. Come on, what's that about? But it is now me versus 4. And you might be thinking that winning... You might think at this point, oh, he's going to win a 1 versus 4. What's so rare about that? I mean, winning a 1 versus 4 is quite good. It's not all that rare. So what could he be talking about? Well, just watch. Just watch. We'll wait. And we'll find out. So what I'm thinking is, this is Ardennes. They're not going to want to chase a light tank around the map who could be sitting up in a corner somewhere. You know, I could be sat in A1. I could be sat in A0. Who wants to chase a light tank around the map? They're going to go for my cap. So I'm sitting here defending my cap. Patiently... Well, I say patiently. I get kind of twitchy because I'm thinking, I need them to be isolated, and if they're all on the cap, they're not isolated. They're not isolating themselves. I need to take them out one at a time. There is one on the cap. I don't know where they are. This is my attempt at trying to find them. I'm spotted. It's the Bradley, but fortunately the autocannon does make very short work of the Bradley. There is the what's that? The AMX 30 something? Popping smoke, running away. Yeah, that... I remember playing this now. That was the right move. Running away from him was the best move possible because I could not fight him. I need to use my ATGMs to fight. There is... I don't know what that... I didn't see what that tank destroyer was. But my ATGMs are really my... Well, they're my hardest hitting weapon. I need to use it. I need to use them as much as I possibly can. And if I want to use them, I need range. And range is not something that is in great abundance on this map because, well, we all know all these hills, these mountains, these rocks, you don't always have the lines of sight that you want. Now, we will be seeing more of this ELC. This ELC proves to be harder to kill than I would have liked. There he is, he's back there, he's missed again. I hit my shot, which is, well, I want to say that's a pretty darn good shot from me. But again, I decide that engaging at close range is not what I want to do. I want distance, I don't want to be fighting more than one tank at a time. So instead of staying around, hanging around the ELC, I decide to fall back. Because if the ELC keeps me spotted, then their AMX knows exactly where I am. And that will turn this into a 1 versus 1 fight into a 1 versus 2 fight, which is, of course, like I've said before, not what I want. I want to be fighting them 1 versus 1 as much as possible. So again, falling back, getting the distance. I have no idea where they are. I'm assuming they're still playing the northern end of the map, so I'm coming up to this position here because this is a... Well, there's a line of sight here that I can try to use to my advantage. Checking the distances here, checking the lines of sight. There goes a tree. Spot the AMX off in the distance and miss. Well, he may... I don't know if he worked out where I was. Hopefully, I can't actually remember, but there goes another tree. I'm almost reloaded. I'm assuming he's going to come around this corner. He's 500 hit points. ATGM out. I miss anyway. I missed the ATGM. He hits me. I think he only hit me once. But there goes the AMX. I'm spotted. The ELC and the other tank destroyer know exactly where I am, or they know roughly where I am. So it's now me versus 2. 1 versus 2. It was 1 versus 4. This is going quite well. I only took one hit there. I took a hit, an unnecessary hit, I would say. If I'd been less nervous, the nerves were getting to me at this point. If I'd been less nervous, then yeah, I probably would have hit that ATGM. But what I'm thinking now is that I am not going to outspot an ELC. I need to run around and allow myself to be spotted by the ELC, but I've got to get within my spotting range to be spotted by the ELC. So I'm kind of not as worried, because what I'm assuming is, with the way this map works, with the rocks, the hills, the cover, if the ELC spots me, chances are... Oh. Well, that's handy, isn't it? Yeah, we'll just... Do I ram him? No. Well, I'm sitting here spotted, but fortunately, this is actually a 1 versus 1, not a 1 versus 2. But what I was saying earlier about the ELC was, if I get spotted by the ELC, chances are I'll be within his arming distance, so I don't have to worry too much about getting shredded by him. So we take out the AFK 120. Now, that ELC that I mentioned earlier, there he is. He gets the shot in, he gets the hit in. This is the guy that I said, yeah, we'll be seeing more of him later. This is where the game gets interesting. I'm looking at the mini-map to try and figure out where he is. He's clearly on... He's trying. There's his last shot. So that's his both ATGMs gone. He's reloading. I'm now reloading. He's on fire. I'm 77 hit points, 347. I'm assuming I can get the ram kill. I ram him, he rams me. We both die at the same time, and it's a draw. I told you this was a rare result. We killed each other at exactly the same moment, which means this game was a draw. You don't see draws very often, and you do not see draws like this, well, ever. This is the first time I've seen a result like this. Not the first time I've seen a draw, it's the first time I've seen a draw, because the two remaining tanks, the last two tanks left in the game, killed each other at exactly the same moment, and I get an eye for an eye there. MVP Top Gun in a draw. You will never see this result ever again. And with that said, that is all I've got for this one, guys. So if you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.